Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel for the first time. Today I'm going to show you a simple movement drill that will help improve your walking even if you have back pain or scoliosis. But before we do that, if you appreciate videos like this, then all I ask in return is for you to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And doing that helps out the channel tremendously, and in return, if you have any questions or comments, put those in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much. Now let's begin. Most of the time with back pain, people find that they get tired when they walk, which tells me that their walking isn't as efficient as it could be. One reason for this is that they aren't using their body's natural muscular slings in the way we're designed to move. Efficient walking is all about getting the right joints to move at the right time in the right order. Now, one of the biggest joints in the body is the hips. So if I take a spine here, you'll see this joint is absolutely huge compared to, let's say, this tiny little joint in here. Okay, now if the hips aren't working, well, the rest of the body really doesn't stand a chance because the movement that was meant to go through here gets pushed up into the upper back. And the first joint that gets hit is this L5, S1. The exercise I'm going to show you is designed to get the hip working better in one of the most common movements that it's prone to tightness in. Now, your hips might be tight in some of the other movements, and I have lots of videos on this channel that show you how to loosen up your hip flexors, which are at the front here, your adductors, which are on the inside here, and your hamstrings, which are on the back here. And I'm going to link to those videos below. But this one is about getting some wiggle back into your hips. Now, why is wiggle important? Well, when you step forward with, let's say, your right leg like this, when you step forward, your pelvis will actually arch forward into extension ever so slightly when your heel hits the ground. But it will also drop down on one side because this leg is behind you now and it's pulling the pelvis back. And it will also rotate. So we've got this change in one plane here, change in a second plane here, and change in a third plane here. Now it's important that all three movements happen at the right time to allow the healthy movement to happen into the lumbar spine. If one of those is missing, we've got a problem. And so what we're going to try and do now is help the spine move left and right like this. Okay, as mentioned, when we walk, our hips are meant to have a natural sway. And I've noticed in most northern cultures, this movement is understated. Now conversely, in most Latin or Ecuadorial cultures, this sway is more common. Now, regardless of the reasons for that, we need it for a good foot, knee, and hip health. So you may just notice that people with bad hip arthritis actually have no sway at all, and they walk with a very stiff hip like this. This can also happen when people have an arthritic knee and they do the opposite of what they're meant to be doing in the pelvis, which is not good. All right, so how do we do this? Well, what I want you to do is to take one leg forward and the opposite hand forward, and that's actually how we walk, okay? So don't get too confused with that. Don't overthink it. Just taking one leg and opposite hand forward. Now from here, I want you to push your hip down on one side. So we're dropping this down, hiking it up on the other side. All right, so we've pre-positioned ourselves now with a lateral sort of inclination to the pelvis. It's going to be rotated slightly because one leg is in front, and you'll notice that you're going to be extended a little bit as well. Lift your head up, tuck your chin in. Now from here, you're simply going to do the same thing the other side, and simply repeat this from side to side. You can try and do it walking backwards, but it is a little bit tricky. So just do this walking forwards to start with, okay? So again, one foot forward, hip pushing out to the side, arm forward, head up, chin tucked in. And we're just going to simply walk to get movement into the hips. All right, so how do you do this? Well, you do this on a walk. Let's say you have a dog, you're walking for maybe 10 meters like this, really getting the hips moving. Then you can go back to your old way of walking again. And then you repeat that, another 10 meters, go back to the old way of walking. And what you'll notice over time is that the way you walk becomes just a little bit more fluid. And if you have back pain, scoliosis, and so on, then they should all get a little bit less because you're loosening up your hips, which is going to be taking pressure off your lower back. So it's a simple exercise, looks a bit funny, especially if you're sort of from a more reserved culture where wiggling your hips is not appreciated, but trust me, wiggle your hips and get it all moving to take care of your back pain, to take care of your scoliosis, and to prevent future problems. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. Now, if you do this for about 4 to 6 weeks, you should notice a difference in any fatigue that you had when you were walking. It should get less. You should also notice a looseness in your hips and even perhaps less pain in your knees or ankles if they had some pain to begin with. I really hope that you found it useful, and if you try it, please let me know how it goes in the comment section below. If you want my opinion on your specific case, then send me an email or a friend request on Instagram or Facebook, and my email is in the description below. Now don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell so that you can be notified when the next video goes live. Thank you so much for doing those things. Your support means a great help to the channel. Also, you may know that I help people recover from illness and injury using a combination of specific exercises and lifestyle medicine, but I have a focus on scoliosis. If you have scoliosis or back pain and want to talk to me, I invite you to book a free call and I'll see if I can help. The link is in the description below, and you can also check out my back pain and scoliosis course at scoliosiscorrectionprotocol.com. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be up soon.